Hey guys, it's Multi-Me here. You never thought I would do an educational video on my channel? Well, guess what? I'm doing one right now. And it's mostly for people who haven't started coding yet or know a little bit about coding. So if you're one of these people, welcome. In my Python tutorials, I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about the basics in Python. So let's start with this journey, but first, please make sure to like and subscribe down below for more quality videos on many topics in my channel. Now we can get started. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to teach you about how to install Python first. Then we'll learn some of the coding basics like the print function, variables, and comments. So let's start with installing Python. Now, the first thing you will want to do is go to python.org. And then if you click enter, it should take you to this window. Now, what you want to do next is click downloads right here, and then click download Python, and whatever version you're downloading, it will just download that for you. So click download, and now it will just put this little drive, and it will just install. So we're just waiting right now. Okay. Now, once you're done installing this, you can open it. And it will say install Python, whatever you want. So just click install now, and it should start installing. Mine says, do you want to allow this app to make changes? If it says this, just click yes, and then it's just going to start installing Python. Okay, so once it's done installing, it should say setup was successful. So now you can click the close button, and that's it for installing Python. So now that we've installed Python, we have to know how to open it so we can type in some code. So the first thing you want to do is go into the search bar and type up idle. Now this app should appear idle. Click on it and it will open this console here, and now we can learn about the print function. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to type in the print function and give an example of how it works, and then I'll explain more in depth about what it actually does. So I'm just going to type up print, then type in some parentheses, then type in quotation marks, and then inside these quotation marks I can type in whatever I want really. So I'm just going to type up hello world, and then if I click enter on the next tab, you see that the computer outputs hello world. Now let me explain this a bit more so you understand better. So first, we type in this print function with these parentheses next to it. Now, this tells the computer that we're using a specific function to make a certain command happen. Now, there's a lot of different functions. The print function does something a lot differently than maybe another function does in Python. But what the print function does, it outputs whatever you type inside here. So what that means is that inside here, you type in an input. And an input is basically something used to make the computer output a specific thing. So here we typed in hello world, and because we typed in hello world, the computer outputted hello world. If I were to do this a bit differently, like if I typed in print, and then I would print, I don't know, Multi-Me. The computer is going to output Multi-Me instead of hello world because the input is different now. So that's basically how the print function works in Python. And now we're going to learn about variables. We are going to learn about variables now. So variables are a bit more complex than the print function in my opinion, but they're very easy to understand once you get it. So I'm first just going to show you guys an example of a variable. So type in a equal sign, then 27. Now, this is an example of a variable. And what is happening here is, first, you put in the name of the value that you want to assign to the second value, which is this. So a is going to have the value of 27, basically. And this equal sign shows that you are assigning this value a to 27. So if I type in a, we will see that we get the value of 27. Now, we could do this again with another variable, like b, for example, and we can make that equal to another number, let's just say 10, and then if we typed up b, we would get 10 because b has the value of 10. Now, a quick little neat trick for you guys is you could actually assign two variables at the same time, or more if you wanted to, on one line by doing this. So first type up a, then comma b, then make that equal to 27, comma 10. Now, what's going to happen here is first value a is going to be assigned to this first value, 27. And then this second value, b, is going to be assigned to this second value, 10. And this is how you can assign more variables in one line if you wanted to do that. So if you click enter, and then if I type in a, we will get 27, and if I type in b, we will get 10. And we can also assign a variable to the sum of two other variables. So, for example, I can make one variable c equal to a plus b. And what's going to happen here is because a is equal to 27 and b is equal to 10, 27 plus 10 equals 37. So the variable c is going to be assigned to the value 37. So if I click enter, then I type up c, you'll see that we get the value of 37 outputted. And also, one more quick thing, you could also assign this variable c to one of those sentences that we typed in for the print function. For example, c equals hello world. And don't forget these quotation marks over here. So if we click enter and then we type up print c, what do you think is going to happen? Well, if you said that the computer is going to output hello world, then you are correct. But we could also type up this and it would output basically the same thing. So I could do this and it would output the same thing. But mostly variables are used for organizing your work better and making your work faster. So you learned how to use variables in Python, and now we're going to learn about comments. So we're going to learn about comments now. Now comments are really simple to understand. First, you have to type a hashtag sign, and I'm just doing that by typing shift and then 3 to make a hashtag. And then you can type in anything you want here. So this, if I click enter, it's valid in Python. Now, usually what comments are used for is comments are used to organize your work better. So let's say I was doing a coding project on print functions and variables, and I wanted to make sure that whoever was reading my code knew which one was a print function and which one was a variable. So I could type in comment and then print like this. And then I can make a print function like print multi-me. And then I could do something else like hashtag variable. And then I could just make a variable like a equals 27 or b equals 10, etc. You know. But comments are mostly used for organizing your code in Python so people can read it better. And that's how comments work in Python. It's now time for your assignments in this lesson. Yes, I know, I'm evil. But it's now time for your assignments. So for the first question, you have to print your name using the print function. Then for the next question, you have to make two variables equal to two numbers on the same line. Then for the third question, you have to make a variable equal to the sum of two other variables. And then for the final question, you have to make 3 comments, each with one food that you like to eat. And these are all the assignments for this lesson. So it's now time for the answers to the assignment. So I'm going to just use comments to label each question. So for the first question, we were asked to print our name using the print function. So I'm not going to print my real name, but what you would do is you would just type up the print function, then you put in parentheses, and then you just put in the quotation marks, and then you would type in your name in here. So I'm just going to type in something like multi-me, my channel name, and then if you click enter, it will just print out your name, and that would be the answer to the first question. Now, for the second question, you are asked to make 2 variables equal to 2 numbers on the same line. So if you remember with the commas before, what you would do is you do a, then comma b would be equal to 27, comma 10. And then if you were to type in the two values, A and B, you would get 27 and 10, just like we assigned them to on this line. And that would be the answer to the second assignment. Now, for the third question, we were asked to make a variable equal to the sum of two other variables. So to do that, remember, you would just type in C would be equal to A plus B, but you could do other things. It doesn't really matter. If you just have this formatting right here, then you are technically correct. And if we type up C, we will see that C is equal to 37. So that's the answer to the third question. Now, for the last question, we are asked to make 3 comments, each with one food that you like to eat. So I could just type up something like comma steak, comma pizza, and then comma mac and cheese. And this would be the answer to the fourth assignment. It doesn't matter what food you like. If you make 3 commas, if you make 3 comments, then you are correct. And these are all the answers to the assignment of this lesson. And I'll see you guys in the next lesson.